Hi guys, Luke here and welcome to another FIFA 21 player review, and today guys I'm going to be doing the 90 rated player moment objective Olivier Giroud, who did come out last night. I've just completed them this morning, so I thought I'd review him, see if it's kind of worth your guys' time trying to go for him as well. 6 games played with this card, 5 goals scored and 1 assist. He does also have 4-star skill moves. Unfortunately, only a 3-star weak foot, of course, which isn't good for this stage of the game at all. Getting into his in-game stats is 95 shot power, 90 reactions, 88 composure, 92 finishing, 92 positioning. I did also have the engine chemist that applied to him. I used him in various teams. It was a bit of a mess using this card, to be honest. I used him in the 4-3-3 formation as a single striker. Used him in a 4-2-4 formation alongside Van Basten as well. And I'll be honest, it just wasn't a great experience using this card. Didn't like him personally. But yeah, player traits as well. He has the flair, outside foot shot, and team player trait as well. Yeah, listen, I just didn't like this card. I'm glad I've still got him because he's going to be a big 90 rated that will come in use either for an icon SBC I want to complete, or maybe like an icon pack SBC, not necessarily like an icon player SBC, but maybe an icon pack SBC, any other player SBC that just comes out over the next few days or weeks. It's a big 90 rated card to be able to put into that, and of course I could save him for objectives to be useful for that, but I just didn't like this card at all, to be honest. I mean, we'll talk about as one good part to him. I thought his finishing was okay. 5 goals in the 6 games, 92 in both positions and finishing, 95 shot power, only 81 long shots though. But to be fair, his finishing was actually pretty good, having the outside foot shot as well. He can put a lot of power behind his shots, 100%. There's no doubt about that. Makes it very difficult for goalkeepers to be able to react to his shots and being able to try and save them. So yeah, his finishing was good, and then after that, it's just all negatives for him. A lot of people often, look at my videos and now say you never often do negatives. It's because a lot of the players that I use in this game are just very good players in general. You go and look at a lot of the players that I reviewed. Diego Jota, who I reviewed a few days ago, shouldn't really have anything wrong with him because his stats perfectly fit this game. Now, you look at a colleague Olivier Giroud, his stats don't perfectly suit this game, so of course, there's bound to be negatives to him, and which there is plenty of that. I thought his pace was absolutely shocking. I know he's been given a massive increase on his other cards. He's still too slow. Even with the engine chems that applied to him, he's still way too slow. It's like, the EA have given him like this 30 pace boost or whatever. He still feels like he probably has like almost 30 or 47 pace or whatever his other card like already has. He's just not quick. I'm not going to sit there and just lie to people and just to please them and say he's amazingly quick, because he just absolutely isn't. His dribbling, too clunky. Again, even with that engine camera style, it takes his dribbling to 86, his balance to 86, his agility up to 83, still way too clunky on the ball. Very difficult to be able to turn with him. Bit of a nightmare to use. If you don't like target men type of strikers, if you don't like players that don't feel smooth and agile on the ball, he's not a player for you at all. 100% no. Now, the thing is with this card, I would still recommend you guys going for him, despite this card not being great. Listen, I got 6 goal contributions within the 6 games, which on paper was actually a pretty decent return, but I still just didn't like him when I used him in game. I was surprised that I got as good a return as what I did with this card, because I just hated every single second using him, to be quite honest. But yeah, the other good thing about going for this card is if you want to complete icon SBCs, icon pack SBCs, or just various other player SBCs that are going to be coming out, of course, over the next few days or weeks, and of course with FUT birthday due to come, there'll be plenty of guaranteed FUT birthday packs, guaranteed just FUT birthday player SBCs as well. If you were to go and unlock this card, it's a big 90 rated. And another thing you can do is you can easily tie in doing this objective with the Ruben Neves objective as well for an 89 rated card too. I've been able to complete both of those objectives. I'm only 5 wins away from getting that Ruben Neves card. So that's another good thing as well with this card, is that you can tie it in and get yourself quite easily in not that much time. If you just grind the game for a couple hours here and there, you can quite easily get this 90 Giroud and this 89 Neves that you might not necessarily want to be able to use, but could at least be very, very useful as 2 very, very high-rated cards to go into other player SBCs for cards you actually want in your main team. So I'd still recommend people doing this for the fact that it's a big 90 rated that can be useful to going into player SBCs for cards that you actually want to be able to use. But honestly, on the whole, if you're just planning to try and get this card just to use him in your team, don't expect much from him at all. He is extremely frustrating to be able to use. Even with the decent return that I got with him, I just didn't like him at all, and to be honest, I'm glad I've stopped using him now. I can't wait to just have him sitting on the bench for the next few days, or maybe till 6 p.m. today, and we might get a really cool player SBC, and we might just go straight into that. I like to try and collect as many Premier League players as I can in this game. But this card is just simply miles away, and yeah, I just didn't like him at all in my personal opinion. But weirdly, despite me hating him, I would still recommend that you guys go for him, because I think it's worth the time to get that 90 rated to be so useful towards completing other SBCs. So technically, his still like value for time is actually pretty decent in my opinion, because it only took me like a couple hours of playing the game to be able to unlock this card, which wasn't too bad value for time for me at all. But anyway, guys, that will finish off this player review. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.